I didn't think 2 times in a row during this week we would be talking about Ruby Franke and Jodi Hildebrandt again, but here we are. Maybe it was last week, but still, they're back in the news again. It's Stacey Cole and Carol Hughes. If you don't recall the story, it's the 8 passengers YouTube sensation parental, whatever we are calling them. They were what? So-called parental experts?
Yeah. I have so many questions about this.
Good. Can't wait.
So many questions.
Let me dive into what we're talking about, and then we will just shred them. Sorry, because I'm pissy about something here. So Ruby Franke and her business associate, Jodi Hildebrandt, are entangled in what they're calling a distressing situation. They've both encountered health complications during their incarceration. Now, I hope you can detect my sarcasm, because there's going to be a lot of it here.
Is it encountered health complications during their incarceration, or is it karma?
I think it's karma. I mean, gee, how fortunate that they have the ability to seek medical help when they have something happen to them.
Right.
Thank you. Okay. Their legal woes began on August 30th when they were arrested on serious charges of felony child abuse, shedding an unsettling light on Franke, who garnered fame through her 8 passengers YouTube vlog. Hildebrandt, age 54, and Franke is age 41. They are both currently facing multiple counts of felony child abuse. Recently, the 2 women made virtual appearances before a judge, albeit facing technical hiccups caused by an overload of the court's WebEx system. They were ordered to be held without bail, temporarily placed in the confines of the Purgatory Correctional Facility in southern Utah.
Name just sounds like the last place anyone would want to be.
Doesn't it, though?
And it sounds like once you go in, you never go out.
That's what it feels like. And maybe that's why they've got some health issues right now. A review hearing is scheduled for Thursday, September 21st. I have a feeling we are going to be watching this trial. Just a wink and a nod there. Hildebrandt's legal representation filed a motion requesting an expedited detention hearing to ascertain whether she would remain incarcerated or be granted bail. The motion cited a, quote, life-threatening medical issue that led to her being hospitalized for an extended period. Okay. They never did say what it was. And they're also uncertain about whether Hildebrandt received medical care at a nearby hospital or within the correctional facility. Meanwhile, Ruby Franke also faced apparent health complications of her own. Official documents revealed that she was relocated from her initial holding cell, where she had been participating in the remote proceedings scheduled for Friday, to a medical block within the jail. And again, we don't know why. Nobody has said anything. So feel free to ask the questions you've been asking. I think karma is coming to swing its bat right now.
Okay, so here's some of the questions that I have. And it sounds like their 8 passengers YouTube channel was started before her and Jodi kind of whatever relationship they've developed. But so the daughter had tried to report them to CPS and the police before. I'm assuming her parents. Now, a year ago, she tried to file a report, didn't go anywhere. Now, Ruby is married. 2 of the kids are at Jodi's house, and the kid who escaped was at Jodi's house. What's the kids doing at Jodi's house? Where's the husband in all this? And if a year ago, the daughter reported this to CPS or the police. I'm not sure which. It could have been both. And there was another attempt at reporting them even before then. How's the dad not involved in any of this child abuse? And they're still married, the best I can figure. And everybody's like, he's a pretty upstanding guy, but is he? Like, some of the things on the YouTube channel, people had flagged because it was abusive behavior. Now she's hooked up with this Jodi. This Jodi's batshit crazy with their ideas on it. It's basically, breaking a child's spirit to get them to behave. And you kind of got to wear them down and not let them treat you like that. So these kids are at Jodi's house. being horrifically abused. Why is the dad not being looked at? He would have a say. Like, wouldn't he be, where are our two children? What are they doing at Jodi's house? I need to go visit them. Or is he just turning away from it and saying, well, I don't know, my wife, she's in charge of the child rearing. There's just so much. And this Jodi is loaded. Like, she's worth over $4 million from this crazy ass Connections Academy thing, which teaches people basically how to break their child's spirit, it sounds like to me. And that's my own terminology. But
I think that's accurate.
But it's so abusive. Even the woman who, I think it was a man who called 911, it might have been a couple, they were in tears seeing this child.
Yep.
Because they're compassionate, they're empathetic. You see a child who's emaciated and has duct tape around his poor ankles and sores where this tape is.
Yeah.
Obviously this poor child feels like he's going to die. He's so desperate he needs food that he jumps out the window and goes to someone who can help him. Like Mr. Rogers used to say, go to the helpers. But he did that. And who knows, that could have saved the poor child's life. Like, how bad would it have gotten? And there was other kids in the house. So why are these kids in Jodi's house? And where's the dad? And I'm going to guess Ruby's like buying into this hook, line, and sinker. Like, this is a great academy. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? There's just so many questions.
Yeah.
That I don't see how the dad gets a pass in this.
Well, and that's the thing. I saw an article about the dad that he is not being looked at any of this. And I rolled my eyes and I clicked out of the story I was reading, because you're right. If anybody had witnessed any of this, you are a party to it. You have a responsibility to take care of these children. And if you see something that is horrifically abusive, emotionally abusive, degrading, humiliating, you have a responsibility to this child to help them.
You're the parent.
Yes.
So don't you want to see your two kids that are over at Jodi's house? How are they doing? I think I'm going to stop by and see them because I miss them. As a parent, you would want to see your child. And so is he so brainwashed by these two women that he's just, okay, honey, if that's what we got to do, he's being too headstrong and we've got to break him of that.
And it's possible that he was being abused by her as well. It's possible. I would never say that men can't be abused. We know that's absolutely possible.
There's just questions. And so if there's another child who said this has been going on for a while, has the dad been turning his back to this the whole time? And just like, well, I let Ruby do the child rearing. I mean, they are from Utah, so maybe there is something to that.
It's possible.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't get how then this Jodi comes along and her and Ruby seem to have, this business relationship. There's a lot of questions. But hearing that they're both having medical problems, I'm not feeling bad.
I'm not either.
This kid had medical problems and they did nothing to help him.
And that's exactly why I kind of giggled, because, these kids they were malnourished and God only knows what else they experienced and they never got help. These two idiots alleged idiots, I'm going to say, go into jail, because they've been charged with something. And the second they show any sort of distress, they're getting the care they need. And that just makes me want to go, screw you,
Well, exactly. And this poor kid and these other kids in the house. So it's okay to abuse them, but I got to go to the medical wing of the Purgatory, whatever that was called. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but the fact that Ruby and Jodi are in Purgatory right now just is okay with me.
It just screams karma.
You're locked into the Hidden Killers podcast.
Want more? Start binging on all of our true crime podcasts right now through Apple Podcasts and get an ad-free experience when you sign up to be a True Crime Today Premium Plus member exclusively on Apple Podcasts.
More of the Hidden Killers podcast dropping soon.
Press subscribe now.